My name is Savannah, and I'm the owner of Flourish Flower Truck. This is year 4 in business as of 2021. It's a business that started with just one flower truck, a 1961 Ford Econoline, and now has grown into 2 flower trucks, a flower farm, a delivery service, and wedding service. And so it's grown really fast in 4 years, but we love it a lot. Flourish was born kind of in a place in my life that just felt really difficult and really heavy. There was a lot of pain and frustration with life and not loving my career choice, and I just lost a friend that I'd had since like middle school. So I, was brainstorming other ideas with my husband of what a career choice could be for me. I've always loved flowers. That was kind of instilled in me. I think for my mom growing up, she always was around gardens, and we always had this huge landscape in front of our house that I felt like any day that's where you could find her. There's something about flowers that really spoke to me in a way that was like, this is, something that grows from nothing and something that flourishes. That's really kind of where that word came from. It was a word that kind of embodied hope and new life and growth, and so that was one of the main reasons I started Flourish, is wanting to be a place in our community that people could come to celebrate with others or to mourn with others through the gift of flowers. Before I started, I just kind of did research on, why are people drawn to flowers? Why is there a market for flowers? And just learned a lot about the mental health benefits of having flowers in your home or in your workspace. There are so many studies that talk about how having fresh cut flowers around decreases anxiety and depression, leads to a better workplace environment. There were just like endless list of things that having flowers around could help support people's mental health. The flower trucks, when we started, we wanted it to be a place that was very hands-on, very creative, very relational. And so we have it set up where flowers are priced per stem. So we have buckets, usually like 14 to 18 buckets of different flowers loaded on the flower trucks. And when we show up somewhere, we just kind of roll up the sides and everything is ready to go. People can come and choose any price range, any budget that works for them, whether that's 1 flower or 20 flowers. They get to kind of pick what works for them, and not only do they get to pick a price range, but they get to pick a flower style, color choices, kind of put their own twist on it, which is something we have really loved seeing, is people's personalities coming out in that, or they're coming to buy for a friend, kind of getting to know that friend. We also try to have like pre-made bouquets ready to go in different price ranges. So we have lots of customers that are just kind of in a hurry, want to grab and go as a gift for something. There's kind of been like a flower truck movement across our country, and it's been really cool because when we started 4 years ago, there was maybe like 4 or 5 other ones out there to connect with and be like, how do you do this? And what have you learned? And now there's probably one in every city almost, and it's just been really cool to watch. So we started the flower truck, and then at the end kind of that first year started the flower farm, moved houses to now where we have 3 acres to grow on. We started our first year on 1/4 of an acre, and now we are growing on a full acre as of this year. And just seeing that demand, like that we thought 1/4 of an acre looked like a lot, and it just, we ended up selling so many flowers that we knew we needed more. I knew I didn't know much about starting a business, but I really didn't know anything about flower farming. First year, I planted 1,000 seeds under lights, and they all died. And I just remember, that could have been a moment of, okay, hands in the air, I don't want to do this. And instead, it was just kind of a spark of like, this is worth fighting for. This is something I really love. We do a lot of secession planting here, where we plant like 100 of something every week for a certain amount of months, so that we're getting blooms over and over and over again. So they kind of run into each other in the summer, which is really fun. You kind of have spring flowers and fall flowers colliding. It's one of my favorite times of year on a flower farm. It's chaos around here, and it's a lot of fun. I think flowers are just really important in our community because they say things that we don't have words for. They are a way to show up with a gift when someone is celebrating something big in their life, or when someone is going through a lot of loss, and they communicate in a way that we are often at loss for as humans. And so I think there's something about the beauty of flowers that just brings natural joy to people, and I think that's what they are meant to do. Just having them sitting on the table is something that can make such an impact.